Hello, everyone. Welcome to Good Morning Tarot. Now, this is a general reading and it is open to all zodiac signs. So just take what resonates with you. It is also timeless, so anytime you find yourself watching this video, there must be a message for you here. Okay, so you wanted to be there. Now, let us try to see what is the main energy at the start of the day. We have here the Page of Cups. So, right now you are receiving a message from the universe, just like the fish talking to the Page of Cups. And it's very beautiful because it seems that you are listening. You are in a receptive mode. You are listening to whatever message is being given to you right now. And I feel whatever that message is, it's causing some waves within you. So I don't know if that's a wave of excitement or a wave of anxiety. Well, it depends. Try to see how it resonates with you at this time. But something is happening inside you, maybe because of the message you just received from the divine or from the spirit or from the universe, and it seems to be taking your attention at this time. But the beautiful thing about it is, as you receive this message, you are highly intuitive at this time. You are also grounded in reality. You see the Page of Cups standing on concrete ground. So in a certain sense, you are in touch with what is happening to you exteriorly, but at the same time, you sense that you are receiving something, maybe an inspiration from the universe. So you try to see how this resonates with your present situation. Let us try to see how this will unfold further in the future. Well, whatever this inspiration or message you are receiving from the universe, it will inspire you to let down of certain burdens you have been carrying for a long time. So for some of you, it could be a realization that there is something or a certain aspects in your life that is causing you a lot of burden, and that you realize you have been carrying it for a long time. And then maybe you realize also that the time or the moment has come for you to lay down that burden, that you don't have to carry it anymore. Anyway, you have carried that burden with diligence, and whatever it is that, or whether it be a responsibility or a certain relationship, you made that part flourish already, and it's time for you to plant it. For me, somehow this card, the Ten of Wands, symbolizes it's whatever it is you have been carrying, the time has come for you to lay it down. It's a closing of a chapter already. Maybe it's time for you to plant it or let it grow on its own. So it's like that. This person is like a farmer who is laying down all the wands in order to plant it and allow it to grow on its own. So it can be that for some of you, there was a project that you have been taking care of for a long time, and it has already grown to a point where they can stand on their own. So for some of you, maybe the time has come for you to let whatever it is that you were carrying, to let it grow and allow it to let it go and allow it to grow on its own. At the same time, for some of you, you can also entrust it to somebody else. Like, for example, you have already outgrown the situation. It's time for you to move on to something new. And it's time for you to entrust this post or this responsibility to somebody else. So try to see how this resonates with your present situation. But whatever it is, the new inspiration could be that new thing that you will move on to, and that whatever it is you had in the past, maybe the time has come for you to let it go so that you can work on the new inspiration or the new message that the universe is giving you right now. Now let's try to see what is the advice of the universe for you. Okay, so you need to be a little bit, the first thing that comes to me is you need to be a little bit unconventional. Just like the Queen of Wands, not to be afraid to be different, not to be afraid to express the inspiration you are receiving from the universe. To have the courage to reach out for your dream, even if it will be different from what is conventionally accepted or what is generally accepted by the people. So do not be afraid to be different, because it can be that the inspiration or the message you have received is something new. And for some of you, you will be like a pioneer You will start something new. And to be able to make it successful, you shouldn't be afraid to be different. Just like the Queen of Wands, she's not afraid. You see the way she sits, she's not she doesn't have the usual decorum of royalty. She's just happy just to be herself. So when she sits in an ordinary, in her personal way. She's not too burdened by conventions or expectations of the society. She's not afraid to be different. Even the flower that she holds is usually the conventional thing is something delicate like a rose, but for her, no. She chose to have the sunflower. And the sunflower can symbolize also the need for you to be aware of the constant guidance you receive from the divine. Just like this Page of Cups who listens constantly to the fish, the Queen of Wands is also a person who is like a sunflower watching the presence of the divine from sunrise till sunset. She's highly intuitive, which can be symbolized also by the curtain behind her. And you see, the curtain behind her has a lion. So there is a need for you to also be assertive and be on fire, just like the one she is holding, but at the same time balanced it with intuition, which can be symbolized also by the cat, which can also symbolize your spirit guides. So in a certain sense, you need to attain a balance between assertiveness in the exterior world and at the same time receptivity in the inner world. So when you look at it, there is a balance between the masculine and the feminine. Just like the Queen of Wands, she is assertive, so she is practicing her masculine energies or masculine character, but at the same time she is highly receptive or highly intuitive, which is a feminine trait. So somehow for all of you, in order to get this new inspiration going, you need to balance between your assertiveness and also your intuitiveness. So a balance between the masculine and feminine traits in you. So this is what we have for our Good Morning Tarot. Let us now go to the second part, which is the self-care tip. For our self-care tip, the message comes from Pierre Corneille, and the message is: self-love is the source of all other loves. So somehow the message here is self-love is very important. Learning to appreciate your value as a person. And I feel that this self-love is actually a source of another love, which is love with the divine. When you have a loving relationship with the divine, or with the spirit, or with the source, or sometimes other people would say getting in touch with the universe. Okay, so the important thing there is realizing that you are loved. When you realize that you are valued by the divine or by the spirit, then your self-love grows, because you realize that even if the world cannot understand you, you know that there is someone out there who loves you and appreciates you. And that is that loving relationship with the divine. When you know that you are loved no matter what, in spite of your good and bad sides, that you are just completely loved and accepted by the divine, then that self-love grows. And when that self-love grows, it overflows. You realize that if you develop that self-love based on your experience with the divine, your cup starts to overflow, and other forms of loving grows also. When you are able to love yourself because of the realization that you are loved by the divine, no matter what, then you realize you learn to love yourself. And when you learn to love yourself, it overflows to the people around you and even nature around you. You learn to be loving to other people, and you learn to be caring and loving also to nature. And somehow everybody around you will appreciate it. They will know it by intuition. They know that you are a loving person, and they will be drawn towards you. Even animals, you will notice when you have already a deep relationship with the divine and your self-love starts to overflow, you will realize that animals and nature will be drawn towards you in an extraordinary way, Sometimes you will notice animals like cats and dogs will suddenly approach you even when you are not initiating any movement towards them. By intuition, they know that you are a person who is overflowing with empathy and love. At the same time, people also will be drawn to you. They will feel more at home with you because they know that you have that accepting nature wherein you do not immediately judge people, but you always give them the benefit of the doubt. That there is that welcoming energy from emanating from you. And that is because of the overflow also of your loving relationship with the divine. Because the divine loves you in spite of all aspects of your person, you tend to be able to deal with other people in the same way. That people feel more at home with you because they know they can be themselves and still be accepted by you. So it's true. Self love allows you to reach out with love to other forms of love comes out also from this self love. But there is another thing that is inferred when you look at it. The self love grows secondly or secondarily from the loving relationship you have with the divine. So when you have a good relationship with the spirit or with the divine, you become aware of your value as a person, and that self love grows inside you. It is the result of knowing that you are loved and you are not alone. And because of that, you learn to see your value and you learn to love yourself. And that self love overflows, and it's easier for you to reach out with love to others, and you do not expect them to change. And you allow them also to come and go in your life because you know that the source of love or the source of joy is in you. That loving relationship with the divine and that loving relationship with yourself. So this is what we have for our self-care tip. I hope this has been helpful for you together with our tarot reading. And thank you for the likes and comments you've given to the channel. Thank you for constantly subscribing with this channel. I hope to see you again soon. Until that time, may God continue to bless your ways.